What is happening, guys, and welcome to the Greed Feed. And I have just come back from watching Spider-Man Homecoming, and I thought I'd give you guys a little kind of just review and my thoughts on the movie. I'm going to make this one really quick, guys, but I thought I would let you know what I thought about the movie. So the first section, guys, we're going to do spoiler free. Obviously, I will give you a massive warning when we are going into the spoiler section. But for the first half, guys, if you haven't seen the movie, it's all good, and then I'll let you guys know. Click off if you haven't seen it. But first impressions, wow, really good movie. Just really solid. Marvel are doing really good movies recently. I mean, they've got that formula down pat with their cinematic universe that I think DC are getting to, but haven't really perfected yet. Whereas Marvel, just every movie they're bringing out recently has just been getting better and better and better, and Spider-Man is no different. Obviously, this is our third installment of a Spider-Man franchise that we've had, and for me, probably going to be the best one. I wasn't a big fan of the first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, and I did like the second Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, but I think Tom Holland, perfect casting. Actually having a teenager play a teenager feels authentic and real. So I think that part of the movie was really well done. The casting Michael Keaton for Vulture was awesome. I love him. I'm a big Michael Keaton fan. So I thought he played an absolutely excellent job as the main villain. And just the little bits of having Tony Stark in there and having, the little side characters and stuff, I think played really well. They went straight to the point. They didn't do like an origin mess around like most do. I mean, we all know the origin of Spider-Man by now, so I'm glad they didn't go down that avenue. They just got straight to the point, kind of hit you right in the face with the action from the get-go, and just good movie overall. Really not a lot to fault about it. The humor was there that we expect from Marvel movies these days. The action was there, the beautiful scenes, the writing was good. The plot had enough to keep you interested and wanting more. It just overall was a really good kind of start to a franchise that didn't feel too boring or didn't leave a lot left hanging, but left you enough wanting to come back for more. So overall, I'm going to give Spider-Man Homecoming a 9 out of 10, guys. Now, that's a pretty strong score for me. There's only a few little things that and they're really minor things that don't actually give it a 10 that I will go over in the spoiler section, guys. Well, not really. They're not huge spoilers, I guess, but it's more casting decisions, just personally, that I don't like. But really solid movie, guys. If you're a big Marvel fan or Spider-Man fan, you've probably already seen it. If you're not, you're probably still going to even enjoy this movie. I would say most people are going to enjoy it. It's a fun movie. It's got great action, and yeah, Marvel can't do any wrong at the. And that is it from the spoiler-free section, guys. Like I said, I want to make this one really quick, so we'll go into the spoilers. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, guys, turn this video off right now. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but yeah, we're going to be talking really minor spoilers, but there are a few kind of big ones that I wouldn't want to ruin for you guys. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man, make sure to click off now, and yeah. Now, I'm going to go through what I really disliked about this movie, and like I said, these are just really small, minute details, but to me, they just annoyed me a little bit, and that's the only reason I didn't give this a 10. Quickly, the casting. Now, some of the characters were cast amazingly. I don't mind when they do, variations of characters. We've seen it, obviously, with the Batman series, how they did Bane in a bit of a different way, and they've done it now again with Vulture. That's fine. I completely understand that. It's the times. If you had done a classic Vulture, it just would have looked stupid in a movie like this. And obviously, when you have a strong actor playing that vital villain like you did with Michael Keaton, it works. The chemistry between Michael Keaton and Tom Holland was amazing. Good banter. They played off each other really well. I mean, Michael Keaton being such a renowned actor, I didn't think there were gonna be any problems with that going into this movie, and I guess any doubts that I did have were completely thrown out the window in the first couple of hours, or first hour of the movie. But just they played that really well. Even the supporting characters, his love interest, I was a bit, I don't know. I understand now. It makes sense with giant spoiler here, guys, if you haven't seen it, when you find out that he is that Vulture is the father of Peter Parker's love interest. It kind of just like, oh, like I had a feeling she was going to be related to someone because it's not a character I'm familiar with. We don't get your usual love interests of Mary Jane Watson or Gwen Stacy. I don't know why I mental blanked on that. Gwen Stacy is one of my favorite characters, but so we didn't really get that. Although we'll go through that in a second. But the usual characters that we did get, some of them were just done wrong, and I'm all for changing a character up a little bit. But if you cast differently and to what a character usually is, they have to be either a very good actor to pull it off, or you have to have very good writing. Now, one of my biggest pet hates is the Flash Thompson in this movie is horrible. Absolutely horrible. I feel sorry for the actor because it's probably not all his fault, but it's probably the casting director and the writing as well. He's just not intimidating. He's not the big brawn bully that you know Flash Thompson is in all the rest of the Spider-Man. So to have him, there and kind of like bullying, trying to bully, he doesn't even affect Peter. Whereas in most other reincarnations of Spider-Man, it's like one of Peter's worst enemies just because he hates Flash, absolutely hates Flash, because Flash is just such a mean bully to him. And the Flash in this, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of how he was cast, just didn't do it for me. He wasn't intimidating. He wasn't really a bully. They do a few little bully bits, but it didn't seem like it affected Peter Parker how like the person he was. So for me, it was a really bad cast. The other thing I want to talk about is the little kind of slip I don't know if it was a slip, but the little like inkling at the end. They have a character throughout the whole thing. She's kind of like an introverted, weird, out of the box character called Michelle. And through the whole movie, I didn't understand why there was such fascination with this supporting character. And then right at the end, she becomes like the leader of their decathlon group or whatever. And someone says, the teacher says, oh, congratulations, Michelle. And she goes, oh, don't call me that. Like everyone calls me MJ or something like that. If she is like the Mary Jane type character, if that's what they're playing on, I hope not. I hope it's just a little kind of like joke. Like they're not going to have a Mary Jane and she's not going to be like the actual MJ. If she is, it's a bit of a kick in the balls because, again, I don't mind how they cast characters, but if you're going to change a character so dramatically, you need a seasoned actor to pull that character off. This is an unknown actress. I didn't particularly love the character. I didn't hate the character that she was playing. It was just kind of added a little bit for comedic value, but that's not the MJ character. So if they're going to pull that in as the MJ character and completely change it, for me, they've just gone the wrong way about it. I don't think it's a very smart move, but I mean, I'm not a writer for movies, so I guess I can't really call that. But those are my only two real, I guess, problems with the movie. The rest of it was just really good. Like the little spin when you find out the Vulture is, I forget her name, I think it's Lisa. I want to say it's Lisa. Lisa's father, when Peter goes to pick her up from prom. That was just like, everyone in the cinema was shocked by that. That was a great twist. I thought it was a really well done twist too, because you didn't expect it. And then immediately the interactions between Michael Keaton's character and Tom Holland's Peter Parker, just like that little kind of standoff they have, and then obviously the car ride and she saying things that aren't backing up Peter's side of the story, and Michael Keaton's getting a bit like, this guy's a bit sus, like, and it's this whole kind of, he's piecing it together in his head. He figures out that Peter's obviously Spider-Man by the end of the trip. Really good scene. Michael Keaton, the imagery on his face, just fantastic actor, but just that like kind of gruesome when he like realizes, the situation he's been put in where his daughter is dating the enemy pretty much, or his enemy. It was really interesting to see the dynamic between those two. I thought it was fantastically done. The fight scenes were awesome. There wasn't too much Iron Man, which I loved. I was going into this, there was a lot of emphasis on Iron Man being in the movie. Tony Stark shows up a few times, just kind of mentor Peter a little bit. which is great. That's all they needed. It didn't need a total blowout of the character. I didn't want it to be a Spider-Man and Iron Man movie. It just needed to be a Spider-Man movie, and it was. So props to Marvel for doing that. And obviously it had a lot of conflicting scenery and imagery when it came to like the day-to-day lives of a teenager, and I think having Tom Holland as Spider-Man really helped with that. It really made you realize, you know, there's a few instances in the movie where he's kind of conflicted. You know, does he do something to make his social life better, or does he do something to, you know, for the greater good, I guess you call it. So trying to like balance that as a teenager is a very difficult thing to do. If anyone that's been a teenager knows that, you know, teenage years are some of the hardest years of your life. So I think they brought in that conflict very well. And, you know, there's a part where he's at the party of the girl he likes and he wants to impress everyone, but then, you know, something's going on in the city, so he has to make that moral choice of do I look after myself and, you know, impress the girl I like, or do I go out and help everyone else? And that's a strong part of Spider-Man, the character that he is. So I'm glad that they brought that in. They did it well. I feel like the other two movies didn't do that very well. It was kind of like this awkward, choppy, oh no, I'm late for a dinner party because I'm Spider-Man. It didn't work. So I'm glad that they've done it with this movie. But really, there's not a lot to fault about this, guys. I give it a really solid 9 out of 10. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. I definitely recommend it. And I'm just excited to see what Marvel keep on doing with this. Obviously, really excited for Ragnarok at the end of the year. And I'm just glad that they didn't ruin Spider-Man. They could have done the same old thing that everyone else has done with the origin story and made it a bit boring, kind of made you hope for a sequel, but they made it exciting enough that just if you were to just have that one Spider-Man film and for some reason they were to never make a Spider-Man film again, it'd be a good movie. It would stand alone as a good movie, but it also left you with having enough that you want more, but you're happy and content with what was given. And for me, that's what you want from a movie. You don't want a movie to feel like it needs a sequel. So obviously you want a sequel out of it, but it doesn't need that sequel, which is great for the movie. And I think they just did a really good job and did Spider-Man justice, in my opinion. So I'm very happy with how it turned out, given Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters. And hopefully there's rumors that we're getting a standalone, really dark, grimacing Venom movie, which I've heard Tom Hardy is being cast as, and I love Tom Hardy as an actor. So if we could get like a awesome Spider-Man and Venom movie at one point with like not ruining Venom, that would be great. And that is it for me today, guys. Ended up being a lot longer than I wanted to do, but at the end of the day, had a lot to talk about with Spider-Man, to be honest. Really happy with the whole movie. And yeah, just really stoked that they did it justice. And that's where I'm going to end this video, guys. As always, if you're new here to the Greed Feed, make sure to smash that subscribe button down below. If you like these kind of reviews, I'll hopefully do some more of them. I don't go to the movies a lot, guys. I don't have a lot of time to, but obviously I'm on holidays at the moment, so I was able to go watch Spider-Man straight away. But if you like these reviews, guys, let me know down in the comments below, or just give this video a simple thumbs up so I know that you guys are enjoying the content. I'll do more. I just want to also do a really short apology to any of my Funko followers, guys, that were watching my Funko San Diego Comic-Con reveal videos. I did record all the waves pretty much. Unfortunately, I'm on holidays at the moment in Melbourne, and then I fly to Sydney at the end of this week, and then I'm back in Brisbane. But when I was in Brisbane, we were having a lot of issues with our internet, and because I went away, I wasn't able to really fix them very quickly, so I wasn't actually able to upload anything. It was a bit of a pain, obviously, because I was only able to get that first 3 waves out. So I do apologize for anyone that was waiting for those waves to come out from me. I did record them. They're sitting there fully edited on my computer, but I can't upload them, unfortunately. And now they're kind of probably too late to bother uploading them. So I apologize to anyone that's looking for those ones. I won't be uploading them just because it's probably a little too far gone, but I will be doing a San Diego Comic-Con haul video when I do get my San Diego Comic-Con stuff, so stay tuned for that one, guys. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I shall catch you guys next time.